Good morning, YouTube. I'm going to start a project that I've been looking forward to for a while. I've got a short bed Chevy pickup and I'd like to put a welding skid on it. The way my welding setup is right now, the welder has to be with a shoeing trailer because the leads are attached to the trailer. So it's not ideal for some scenarios, I guess. So I'd like to just have an all-in-one package where the welder, the leads, and anything welding related is in one spot, and I don't have to haul my shoeing trailer. So it's going to be a pretty simple build, just a big cube. I've done a little bit of YouTube research, and some other guys on YouTube have a cube-like welding skid. So that's what we're going to go for. I've got the steel pulled up right here. Here's the steel that I'm going to be using. It is 1.5 by 1.5 square tubing, and for some toolboxes I got some 2x2 angle iron 1/8 inch wall. So nothing crazy, simple, hopefully lightweight enough to be effective on a 1/2 ton pickup, because that thing's not meant to hold a lot of weight. So we'll see. So I need, what did I say, 42.5. Puts this right here. Okay, I've got my first cut here, 42.5. See how close we actually get. Does this have a hook to hang somewhere? No. I'll just set it in there. So this is going to be the back piece that's going to go across like something like that. Well, that doesn't look like what I thought it was. What did I measure? 42 or 44.5? Ah, the old measure once, cut once method, huh? Measure twice, cut once. First mistake, wow. Alright, let's try that again. There we go. Yeah, I wanted the metal to go to the edge of this ridge and the edge of that ridge. Very nice. So then, since we need a 42-inch piece and this one is 42.5, we're just gonna cut that 1/2 inch off. I've got the skid on some pipe stands and leveled out. I'm gonna weld out all the joints and then we'll start working our way up. Okay, I have 2 squares completed, one for the bottom, one for the top. I'm gonna start working on the corners for the sides, but it's gonna be a little bit taller than I would like it to be, but because of the reels and what I have to put on it, this truck bed is really deep. Like, this is 22 inches deep, and I think it's deeper than usual, but that's kind of what's gonna have to happen. It's gonna be 50 inches tall, and that way all of the reels and whatever I'm gonna put on there is gonna fit okay-ish. I finished making the cube part of the welding skid. I wasn't as efficient as I would hope today. It looks pretty big on this little truck, but it's gonna work. The reel will have plenty of space right there from the tailgate up, and then if I ever carry any material on top of the skid, that lid can still open fully. Alright, I've got the basic part of the skid done. Now I'm gonna work on where the welder is gonna go. The welder is gonna sit up like 13-14 inches That way I can have some storage underneath the welder, because if you just set it on the bottom, then all the top space is just going to be wasted. So I'm going to work on the pieces that go in the middle where the welder and the compressor are going to sit, and then maybe get the welder mounted. I still need to cut the plate out where the welder is going to bolt to, so we'll see. I'm not sure if just to do it by hand or to use the plasma table, but we'll get there eventually. Let's work on the frame for the welder to sit on. Alright, well, that's all welded up. It's solid. Now I got to figure out the plate where the welder and the compressor are going to mount to. I'm going to see if I can get the plasma table going. I'm having issues with the plasma cutter on the table, so I'm going to give it a shot. If not, then I'll just have to do it by hand. But that's the next step, and then I'll catch back up with you when I get the plate ready. Alright, I was able to use the plasma table to cut the 2 pieces of plate. I had to do it in 2 pieces because the table is only a 3x4, and this is definitely bigger than 36 inches wide. So it turned out pretty good. I'll show you here. Since I was able to find the mounting dimensions for the welder, I programmed it into the table, and so all 4 holes for the welder were CNC cut, and I just cut a blank one for the compressor side because I couldn't find any dimensions of the hole spacing, so I'll just have to drill those by hand, but no problem. Progress is being made. I'll probably have to pick this up tomorrow because it's starting to get a little cold, and we'll keep at it. Okay, I got the skid put on the truck just to look at it because I was pretty excited to see some progress on the skid. This bottom piece is going to work out good as some lockable storage, because once you close the tailgate you can't get to it, and the tailgate locks with the key fob, so that'll be handy. I gotta finish cleaning up. I gotta take it off the truck for now because I have work tomorrow, but I'll get the camera back out when I keep working on it. So super awesome. Alright, so I've got some parts cut on the plasma table. I've got this bracket here. There's going to be 2 of those, one on each side. And then this plate that I cut as well. This is going to be the plate for the lead reel. So that's what it's going to look like. I'm gonna set it all up and weld it out. Let's go. Okay. There's this. Ooh. It just clears it. And that doesn't look too bad, right? Plenty of clearance. I think that's gonna work. Let's weld it out. Let's just hope these welds come out decent, because that's gonna be a very visible area. And I'd like people to think that I sorta know what I'm doing. Man, I love to see progress. It's always exciting. Mounted it up. The plate's still just tacked. It is leaning a little bit that to the inside. I'm not sure if it's worth compensating for that, because then this plate will look all crooked. So I might just leave it and let it look crooked. If it bothers me enough, I'll just cut that off and put a new one on. But that's exciting. And then the thing swings so that you can get to the welder right there. Alright, let's finish this up. Okay, I'm making some progress on the welding skid. Cut this plate out. This is where the oxyacetylene hose reel is going to mount to, and then the air compressor is going to be right behind it, and then the air hose will mount right next to the air compressor. And I got that plate cut as well. Even put a little M in the design for a little bit of flair, but so far it's looking good. It's slow going, but it's going. Well, if it looks like chaos around here, it's because it was absolute madness. I had to put the camera down for a little bit because I started working on the toolbox hangers, and they're just big and obnoxious, cumbersome, I guess. So it was kind of hard to deal with that while using the camera. So I think I've got it all done for now. I don't have the oxygen and acetylene set up right now, but I think that can get done at another time. Also, I don't have my bottles with me. I'd have to go get them, and I don't know that I'm up for that right now, but I'll show you what I got going. We've already seen the lead reels right there. This plate is all welded out, and this is where the torch hose is going to go. Right here, I haven't drilled the holes yet, but the power supply or power cord reel is going to go there. And then back here is the air hose reel. And then on these two angle iron pieces is where one of these toolbox is going to go. And then on the other side, I had to get a little creative because this is the side that the welder is going to be on, and I still want access to the side of the welder so I can do the oil change and whatnot. So I did one angle iron over here, and then I ran a strap of angle iron and I put it on a hinge so that the toolbox can rotate out of the way, and then I can get to the welder for the oil and whatnot. So there we go. Okay, it's been a little bit since I've worked on it, but I've got some other pieces cut out on the plasma table that need to go on. The oxygen and acetylene tanks need some mounting hardware, so I cut these out to weld in place, and then we'll make some large U-bolts out of some round stock here. And then this will be the foot that they sit on, and then these will be, well, it will clamp to, so it fits pretty snug around the bottles. And so there'll be two of those to rest against, and then that bottom piece that it'll rest on, and then some U-bolts. So that's the next part. Oh, I also cut out this piece here, which will mount up to this air hose guide roller thing. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it yet, but that's gonna be for that. And then I cut out an additional one that this will be on a like stabilizer, if you will, for the air hose reel, because it's a little bit flimsy. So I'm gonna figure out where all these pieces are gonna go, and then tack them on, check them, and then weld them out. And I think that'll be it. If I have time, we'll throw some paint on it today. Yeah, it's been like 3 days or 2 days since I've worked on it, so it's been a slow build, but it's been a lot of fun too. So let's get to it. Alright, I got the brackets on. I'll show you what they look like. So here's the oxygen side. I've got a couple of holes for a ratchet strap, and then down here is another one, and then this is what it's going to rest on. The reason it has to be so narrow is because I don't want to have any trouble sliding it into the trucks, because there's only so much width I can have before the before these would hit, I guess. So, but I think I'm just gonna use straps. I was gonna make some U-bolts and use these tabs welded in there like so, but I think I'm gonna complicate it more than it needs to be, so I'll do that. If you want to look at the bottom, this is the acetylene, so this bottom plate just goes along the edge, and that should look pretty good, or work pretty good, I mean. And I can just run a strap on the top and then one on the bottom, and it should hold just fine. Alright, I just finished painting the welding skid. Paint did not look great. I think bed liner would have gone smoother than this paint. This is what the paint is here. I asked the guy at Sherwin-Williams what the strongest paint would be, because I knew this thing was going to get scratched and whatnot. And this is what he gave me. But I think bed liner would have been a little softer and easier to put on than this stuff. It is now black, so that's really all that matters. Show you a close-up of the paint. I had to roll it on because the paint sprayer would not suck it up, like it wouldn't prime the paint. And I used this other terrible sprayer for a little bit. That's from Harbor Freight. I think that might be the worst purchase I've made in a long time. I'm not even cleaning it, I'm just going to toss it in the dumpster. That thing sprays terribly. Okay, we're going to start off with the air hose reel, because it's going to be blocked by Toolbox here, and then the air compressor has to go in here, so I think it might be easiest to get that done first. So let's see. I'll set it on those two. There and right there. And this goes on the outside. We'll put a bolt through this way. There we go. And that should hold it in place while we get all the other screws on. Or bolt, I guess. First piece is on. Got the hose reel with the guide right there. Very nice. Next piece. Okay, I got one toolbox on. Now I'm gonna get the other one and then I'll put it on the truck. Once I get the other toolbox on, I'll have to put the skid in the truck and then bring the compressor and the welder over here because I don't think the mini skid can lift it all put together. It's just too heavy. Or too far, I guess. Maybe not too heavy, just the weight distribution or whatever might be too sketchy to attempt that. So let's get the other box on and then we will get it on the truck. Okay, the welder is in and I still have access to the side panel to do the oil change, oil drain, oil filter, whatever. And then I'm just got this toolbox propped up with this rod can, but I'll drop that down and there we go. Now just to lock this in place, a bolt goes through here and that'll keep it locked in place so it's not bouncing around while driving. Alright, we are getting close. Okay, so the other day I kind of just put the camera down so that I could hurry up and get that put together before it got dark on me. So I'm going to show you the final product here. It's ready to be used. Some minor details that need to be worked out, but overall it's good to go now. So here's the back view. It is a very snug fit. There is about a 1/4 inch of gap in between the bedside and the tanks on either side. Got all the reels on. Right now I'm just gonna run a stinger directly and the ground directly to the leads, so I'm not messing around with quick connects. I'll give that a shot, see if I like it. If it's a problem, then I'll mess with it later on, but we're gonna try it for now. Here is the oxyacetylene. Got the hose made because I needed the oxygen to be shorter than the acetylene since they're on opposite sides of each other. And then back there is the air hose reel. I don't know what to do with that slack yet. That's one of the details I gotta get taken care of, but it's on there and it works. And then here is the power reel. And then from the side, I'm not used to the look yet, but I'll get used to it. And then underneath the skid is what I call lockable storage, because there's open space in there and the tailgate locks. So if the gate is locked, then you can't really access those tools. But just got a box in there and a hitch. So that's gonna be it for this video. I will let you guys know how it works out over some jobs or some use, and then if any changes need to be made, then we will address that. But thanks for watching all of these random clips that are all over the place, and I'll see you on the next one.